He is the one. And you can't go. Two-time U.S. Open one-pocket champion. He has won more than 100 professional tournaments. There is no. Then you have the Kaiser, Ralf Souquet, 57 years young, 6-time World Pool Masters champion, 7-time Moscow Cup.
Around the world as the magician. Please welcome Efren Reyes. Kaiser, Ralf Souquet.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here in the Philippines, witnessing 4 of my idols growing up, battling it out.
Yeah, there's no question.
That he still belongs on the scene.
Yeah, I was actually touching on that. I feel like he's playing as many events as the young guys out there, which is fascinating to see. And, well, here's a look at him as balls with good speed as well.
Yeah, excellent break. Has a good look here at the 2. It's just
for me, Thorsten, I know you'll probably agree with this.
That he doesn't take any shot for granted. Never. I've never seen him let loose on any shot in his career. And
played Efren, especially in Efren's era, you really didn't have anything to lose. And I think you're supposed to get up to play Efren and enjoy it. Did he beat the 8 here? I thought he did too as well, but he didn't. It's his break cue. So you can jump with the break cue. I thought it was just the playing. He has slowed down a little bit over the last couple of years, and for many reasons. And he's just, I don't know anybody that's played more.
And Efren absolutely butchered me. He never went for anything fancy and just killed me, I think. 11-1, 11-2.
Table here, and I don't think that hurts Efren. And 4.5-inch pockets, fresh cloth. I think that probably will bode well for him. Still out here running out. Efren Reyes in game number 1, making it look easy. And the crowd has thickened. Reyes takes game number 1, and they love it. Now, this is an area that I'm not too familiar with, but that answers the question there. He has the 1 and the 2 down with position on the
He played a good speed too, you know, drawing the cue ball out into the open. Against local players in the Philippines, sometimes traveling abroad. I think he'll never ever stop playing. He could come in a wheelchair and still wanting to compete.
Shocking to me, though, at 71, how good he still plays. Used all of the pocket there. Long distance race to 11. Ralf Souquet, 57 years old. Efren Reyes, 71. Can go behind at 1 rail. Big stretch here, Thorsten. Yeah, really looking good after game number 2.
For a few years in Manila, and then it kind of died, unfortunately, and there was nothing. So I'm very happy there's a resurrection of pool in the Philippines. Really, that I felt comfortable, and now it's, you know, between Pac-Man Q Club in Mandaluyong, all these sharks and the Marboys, and
for so many different reasons. And I know that you have a condo just a few blocks from here, correct?
I have a place here in Quezon City.
I will check it out. I've been to several of them around here, so I'm definitely going to check on that. And look at this. He does look really nice so far. He tried to punch it.
Yeah, there's a lot of body movement there. It's when you don't feel comfortable, right? You don't know exactly, feel it more, and just not as confident.
No, it's a great point, though. You're absolutely right. And whereas Ralf, I think, is still going to play more traditionally in the way it's kind of meant to be played. It all
you know, the experience should make you be the favorite, but also, you know, you're younger, you're hungry, you want to practice more. That's all you want to do. More physiological when the heat is on and you get nervous, you know, your arms start shaking a little more, and you lose the precision, the touch, and the confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a fine line with age, right? You want to be able to mix that experience with that talent and that hard work and raw ability. Player, Souquet, on the board, trailing 2 games to 1. Looked pretty good there. Built up to now, and they're taking it very serious. Okay, a little thick there. Did get the wing ball down, which is something I've noticed consistently going in.
And you know, just fun fact, I was born and I grew up in Germany. I got my US citizenship last year, and I've spent, let's say, at least 2 years.
Off and on?
You're close, but still way off. I've been in the United States for over 20 years.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Want to represent the United States. I've been here.
Oh,
Ooh, ball in
boy.
hand.
Yeah, the shoulder movement. It's already, you know. Go ahead with what you were saying.
Oh yeah, I have a house. I have friends. It's given me an opportunity to make money doing that motivates me, and try even harder when I go out there and practice. So that's really my motivation. It's not
necessarily the milestone.
running. Is it a 6?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, no, he couldn't. So it was much thinner than it looked.
Sped up the cue ball too. In ball in hand, it kind of sends a message to Ralf like, hey, you know, have a good chance here. Tournaments. I think he has a bad record against Bustamante.
Well, you know, one thing, what applies the pressure to these players, but it's also one of the reasons I think the Filipinos and Asian players have always been so great.
To win, and the level of noise is second to none here.
It is. Not quite as big as I'd expected in the beginning. They are standard 4.5 inch. Yeah, this is going to be short. And now he's got to deal with the 9. This is left and just try to tuck down below the 8. Watch out now. The cue ball has a tendency to want to arc out there in the middle. It slows it down. The 8 becomes big. I think he's even money here.
Oh, what a shot. Beautiful.
Really nice. Yeah, just like that, 2 in a row for Souquet. We are tied up at 2 apiece.
5 or 6 matches every day, round robin format, race to 8. So you'd be playing for 6 to 8 hours every day.
Well, right, the slower cloth, tight pockets. Yep. Very tough conditions. Going into the bottom of the 6, he doesn't want to land.
If anybody can get up there, it's Efren.
Yes, he did it. There is nobody better. And he didn't get there, though. It was in track. Yeah, hard to turn it down. He always played very good in. What event would it be? 10? Oh, this is going to be nice.
See that, right? You'd think maybe I can run into the 9 or I stay below the 9, but he knows in order to run out the table, he gets.
No problem. I mean, no problem. 71 years young. Putting a little juice. Sticking out. Settled down. And this will work. The speed is on. Well, nice response by the GOAT. Reyes in the lead 3 games. Yeah, a little thick again, I believe. Let me hear your answer. Beg to differ. At times, I feel like you were extremely consistent, rock solid.
Just I build up a nice, the only thing missing is the energy and the spectators like here in the Philippines. Like if we had that.
I almost feel like he might be playing a two-way here. Yeah, he was going at a two-way. He just caught it a little thin. He's fluked the purple 5. Yeah, he was trying to bank the 1 clean past the 5 and just tuck up nice and tight behind the blue 2. He caught the 1 a little thin. This is the result. And that's kind of, he's overhit this, but that's kind of what you were touching on, right? He's always playing the right. Comfortable with that, played around it much. Interesting. I saw a little movement there in the back arm.
I'll take a chance of hitting the 9 here. Oh, it's straight.
50, but stay aggressive.
Sharing rooms, traveling from tournament to tournament, and Ralf actually won a nice tournament in Mexico, which I was really happy for him.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I completely get it. Yes, it's extremely tough, and more credit to him, right? At 50, that's going to fall at 50.
Would have no problem going in a foot race, if it's short distance, but he can still be out there and run.
Seems to be in common with a lot of these pool players is the, running, really the cardio is where it's at. Yeah, a lot of guys will avoid that high inside ball on fresh cloth just because they're a little scared of it. Kind of something you were touching on a little bit earlier.
To roll the ball with spin, where I like to punch the ball. I like to spear a ball in if it's half across the table.
Obviously, will stun when he has to, but it's a good point. $12:50 in the afternoon here in Manila. We are all tied up again.
And someone hits a gear and strings racks together.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think this particular event is warranted for the alternate the break. Oh, and this is a very good opener for Reyes. Gonna have to check this a bit.
It's harder to do on a new cloth. People were like gonna slide out, but I did.
Combination. There's nothing wrong with it. 6 in a pretty big ball position. Okay, he did be able to tuck under. Looks like he's going forward. Watch the point. That helped him. Better than I had expected, if I'm being honest.
I just want to tell you real quick, I have a student in New York, plays for 3 hours, goes home, and he invited me to his birthday party, which I couldn't do because I was here in Asia, but whereas he plays every day. Unbelievable. So in that sense, Efren is still a spring chicken.
Yeah, does Moritz play at the highest level? 100 years old. Every day?
Plays every day.
Wow. Squeaks the 9 in. The third deck is filling. I think those are VIP seats in the stands that are reserved. Those are yet to be filled, but they will at some point. We are dry. Exactly.
To make the one.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot, Thorsten, for the people at home. If you don't break this way, and it doesn't look like he has anything.
Wow.
8. It's the 2. How did he do there?
Wonderful, beautiful.
Okay, he's going to go to tie it up. The shot clock came raining down on him. I think we all want to see him kick it.
FSR, these players that are on top of their game and they're the superstars. But it's still that
heads up many times. It's really wild because they wouldn't know me in a grocery store in the States from any. does this have the pace? It sure does.
2 weeks ago, preparing for the hayball tournament, because there was a really good hayball table at the room, and they had a tournament for all.
Wow.
Oh, nice. So there's a tournament for everybody at that room. You should go check it out.
Yeah. Well, he was definitely trying to make that. It's going to lay up in front of the...
Which also means...
system. Back where I'm from, it's 10 p.m. in Arizona. Just going to arc off this first rail.
I don't know if he wanted that much right spin.
Yeah, exactly. Hard to do, actually, to miss it on that side and not make it. He's just going to shave this. I don't think that's going to get it, is it? Ralf going to be able to see a piece of the 7 here. Yeah, good call. Very good. It would be potentially possible, but boy, this is tricky. Look at this clever play here. This was by design. The cue ball opened outside, floated in. Well, he's overcut it. Turn, so maybe just a miss aim. I don't know. Well, he's done the same thing and caught the same point, and this time it's going to cost him. Effect on people.
Also on yourself, right? If you beat yourself up over mistakes, it's just gonna carry on to the next shot and next rack.
But if you for the goat, and that's what the people wanted. All tied up at 4 games apiece. There's a better hit. Put a little more into that. A lot more into that. You'll notice with the spread on this strike.
Yeah, hit it much harder than before. Unlike Efren, who kind of played the same speed on his break. Ralf also has his... I tried a few and I really liked it. You know, I have partners that I need to support, that I'm sponsored by, so
sure.
you know, people always ask me, what
it's high quality. It's hard for me to get away from Town. I've been using Town for a while now. He's got the flick on the 6, but he's flat. Gonna try to use the 8. Not quite. He's using a level ball. Well, he did go to the left side.
Have some seats inside the arena. Please join us here inside. At the same time, if you're enjoying the action, all
and there's never a question of getting out enough. It was always good. For 71. And now in the lead by 1. Reyes in the lead 5 games to 4. And just too thick of a hit. You know, I don't know how much he's played this cut break multiple times, and he's not really made the adjustment. And oftentimes it's more how you...
The internet is the biggest wealth creation engine.
You know those days when everything just goes wrong. Breathe.
That needs to carry.
That's always a factor.
Well, this is twice. I believe it was... If you don't make it, you've got the 5 to use as cover, but this is touchy. I didn't like the decision. I never really did.
I think so far, has there been a 2-game lead yet? I don't think so.
Yeah, Efren won. Really, really good speed. I don't know if people really... So this is one thing that we see with the jump cue oftentimes, and then not. That's pretty impressive. That distance with that much spin.
Feel and trust involved.
In a while.
I think the closer we get to the end, there are going to be more spectators in here, and there's going to be more.
Agreed. Well, he made that look a little tough. This in and play the 7 in the lower right, or does he come to the side pocket? He's coming to the side pocket.
A little short.
Yeah, needs to carry. Tell. Oh, he's chopped it thin. And he avoided your traffic, Thorsten. To get that 2-game lead. Oh, the GOAT has done it. 6 games to 4. Reyes in the lead.
One not anywhere near the side pocket here.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get an idea of what thick. And I guess it's just a fraction. Typically when the 1 goes high, it's telling us it's a little. Or straight in the middle. Wow.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, we overcut that one. Is one of the which is not too far from here, and just walking out onto the field under extreme noise.
Okay.
And although we lost, it was one of the most fun matches I've ever played.
I can imagine.
Later, when we beat them in the quarterfinal and then won our title, I think in 2011.
Yes. 8. Oh, he's missed the 5. Just unexpected, a couple of little misses here.
Oh, time is running out.
I believe he's got an extension. All right, how did he hit it? Absolutely perfect here. I'd like to just drift this in and stay below the brown. Perfect. So far of this match, unexpected miss on the purple 5 by Ralf. Maybe took his eye off them. There's the shoulder. He gets it done. That shoulder has been a decade and a half and won so many events with that movement. Reyes up by 3. Now this is consistent, and the cue ball is going to follow the brown 7 in, so it will be ball in hand for Souquet. The lower left corner and lower right corner both cut off for the 4. As Thorsten said, it really just depends on where he. Out here. Just going into the 9. And there's a great look at both players. That was a nice clean hit. Very positive. You know, well called there, Thorsten.
It's good.
He steered clear. Nice recovery here by Souquet. Back within 2. Trailing 7 games to 5.
You know, you guys go and play, you know, and you're so experienced. But Ralf is always the one who would step up and say, I'm ready to play. Whether still part of the winning team, but Ralf would never back away from the challenge. You know, sometimes you just gotta, you know, pretend, step it up, you know, be brave, and whether you.
Yeah, I think that's a great lesson. And he's cut the 2 a little thin to the 5. clock winding down there. He's just going to pinch back and sew him up. That's what it looks like. Interesting.
Keep the cue ball there behind the 6. 7 helps him. Because at the end, you want to win, right? You want to play the percentages. But when you're young, you might not have the creativity. You just want to go for everything.
Even when he was younger, Ralf was always disciplined in that aspect. Look at this. Not very friendly. Easy to catch a piece of the ball there. But it's easy to catch this a little heavy with the outside ball. He's handled it well. Very well. Kind of felt like this would be where Efren might have a few hiccups mid-match, mid to later 1 years old, and the two players. Between all 4 players, 254 years old combined. Nothing ever changes around the table for this guy. As Thorsten mentioned early on, he's never... Yes.
It's also when you practice, right? You're a bit more relaxed and you try to play perfect. And when you compete, you just, you have fun, not the other way around.
Really good advice there, actually. And Django Monte, Earl Strickland, Efren Reyes, and Ralf Souquet. If they didn't, it's probably a nice little surprise. Way long up the side pocket. Not even close. I might have to go out there and tell him, hey, you need to hit it a little. Yeah, clever. Using the 2.
Jump cues that funds the tournaments as well. And it's a skill. Ralf who had the idea that you could only use a jump cue if your opponent plays a safety. Like in this case, if you hook yourself.
Yeah, you just want to chip the 50% of this ball, right? Come on down. Oh, he tried to come in thicker, and I think it's going to work out just fine.
But then you remember bonus ball.
Of course.
Just too many rules can also be, especially if you're trying to bring new people to the sport. You try to keep it simple.
Didn't want the flick on the 9. Reyes
Cue ball and make the pocket even bigger, right? Versus going back and forth. And, which would have forced...
He could take advantage of that new cloth in that aspect, whereas a lot of players did not or do not. Now here, I think the bank is in. And the position looks pretty... I don't think you take a chance of moving these. Yeah, well done. Yeah, it looks like it.
That's good.
In the driver's seat to be up by 2. Yeah, he's still got it. Efren Reyes. Misses the 9.
Hand to the back collar of the shirt. Scratching himself.
Tester for Souquet under the gun. And now we're hearing the crowd. The clock is winding down. I'll tell you what, people think he missed that ball. Oh, and it's long. Did not expect this. Oh, and he's got it down. It wiped its feet. Reyes, after a few little errors, needs a break and run here. What do you see, Thorsten? Okay, he's just going to lay the 2 down. Just didn't feel like it was easy to do that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Little thick. Yeah, pretty good. So it must go to the lower left. Oh, he's good here. You mentioned awkward. Pretty good there.
Position, but to slow roll this with spin. Great job.
A really good hit there as well. Barring any miracle, we'll go to Souquet. Back within 1.
Dude, you're gonna play one of the feature tables next month.
Oh, that's awesome. Classic Billiards in Fort Lauderdale. Dave and Leah Bartosiak are the hosts. We're excited to go to that venue. It's an amazing place, and I know that format kind of suits your style, so I look forward to seeing you do well there. 2, but it's a start. And this is where he's clever. He's using a high inside to do the same thing. Yes, arcing it. Did he get away with this? I believe he has.
Affects what the cue ball does.
Oh, this is the GOAT. Still,
it's just so smart.
Yeah, I couldn't argue with that. I think he's got the brightest IQ ever in the sport. No. It's going to pay off for Souquet.
End up behind the 8.
It's really kind of tense in this room. There's not a light mood at all. The crowd also, you can.
Yeah, so depending on whether they win or lose, you want to have more.
At one point, Efren was, and now it is none. Souquet has tied it up. 8 games apiece after. And it seems to be the story. Thorsten.
A little bit more speed in it.
And it doesn't look like he's hitting it too thick. The hit was.
Combination.
Yeah, this is where I want to see if the nerves can or could carry him through. Yeah, a little short of the
but
mark.
I think he has the perfect angle to come 3 rails around. Oh, there's the 8. No, I was wrong.
Oh, that's. Oh, the speed looks pretty good here. Wow. Unquote. Break cue. Feel like there's work left to do here. Left corner. You're looking to punch out.
Oh, wow. More angle than I thought.
He snuck it
Wow.
right past the 9. And he is there. And the crowd is back to life. The one thinner. Yeah, but he's caught it thin, it looks like, and the one's still going high. The 9. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering, but he played it behind the 6th, Thorsten. I believe that he played this. Big shot here for Souquet. Boy, he made that look real easy. No.
Hit it a little bit in between.
Yeah, he's not going to like this. Yeah, he is not going to like this. Cue ball high enough. Yeah, that's not going to get it.
6 ball? No.
Yeah, it's. Wow, did he find the gap?
Perfect speed.
Give a little bit of credit for that shot there, being elevated directly over the 6. That he's been faced with for many, many years. These balls in. To get to the hill, Reyes in the lead, 10 games to 8. One away.
Storm, I think. 11 to 0 or 11 to 1 in the final. Needs a roll here.
Yeah, and it felt like a really nice hit once again. Maybe just a little too heavy on the 1. Best. Somewhere into the upper right corner. Efren will not turn this down. Yeah, you're right. I don't know that he played that, Thorsten. He was trying to kind of stick the cue ball down by the 6 there, I believe, and just caught it a little bit out of the lower right. Going to be steep to the upper left, I believe.
Oop.
Well, we got a lot of work to do. Swing.
Yeah, he can't kill it right now. He has to really hit it clean and with speed. Well done.
Very well done. Does. Wow. It's probably the cleanest strike he's had. Oh, well, the 7 plays in the lower right. This could be curtains. Position for this corner this way if it doesn't go. Oh, the GOAT. 71 years old. And the crowd, they're going to love it. I don't think so. And he's done it. 71 years young. Efren Reyes at the Legends Cup has won his